Hare Krishna. Hello and welcome back to our channel ISKCON Blantyre. Currently, we are reading from the book On the Way to Krishna. Today, we will be starting the third chapter. So, let's begin. The chapter's name is Seeing Krishna Everywhere and Always. In our practical life, Krishna instructs us how to invoke Krishna consciousness. It is not that we have to stop executing our duty or cease from activity. Rather, activities have to be conducted in Krishna consciousness. Everyone has a vocation in life, but with what consciousness does he enter upon it? Everyone is thinking, oh, I must have a vocation in order to maintain my family. Society, the government, sorry, maintain my family. Society, the government, or the family have to be satisfied, and no one is free from such consciousness. One has to be in proper consciousness to execute any activity nicely. He whose consciousness is agitated, who is like a madman, cannot execute any duty. We should execute our duty properly, but we should do it thinking to satisfy Krishna. It is not that we have to change our process of work, but we have to understand for whom we are working. Whatever activity we have to do, we must execute. But we should not be carried away by calm, desire. The Sanskrit word calm is used to indicate lust, desire, or sense gratification. Sri Krishna instructs that we should not work for the satisfaction of calm or our own lust. The whole teachings of the Bhagavad Gita is based on this principle. Yes, whole principle of the Bhagavad Gita is teaching us one thing: give up selfish desire, serve mankind, serve the Lord. And we have seen how people who were hippies in the 70s, now they are happy, they are very happy just by chanting of Hare Krishna, being in Krishna consciousness. It is such an easy process. Prabhupada is saying here that we do not have to give up our job or our vocation. We just have to include Krishna. We just have to do it in consciousness of Krishna, that when I do this, Krishna will be pleased. I have to please Krishna. Not that I have to please my own senses, I want to enjoy, and only after enjoying I'm going to be happy. Nobody is happy by sense enjoyment. If we hear that, who has money or whoever is rich is very happy, if that be the case, the psychiatrist or the psychologist would not have so many people coming in, because mostly the rich have problems of the mind, and then they approach the psychiatrist, and they are given medication to calm down, etc., etc. Arjuna wanted to satisfy his senses by refraining from fighting with his relatives, but Krishna spoke to him to convince him to execute his duty for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Materially, it may seem very pious that he is giving up the claim for kingdom and refusing to kill his relatives. But Krishna did not approve of this, because the principle of Arjuna's decision was to satisfy his own senses. One's business or occupation need not change, as Arjuna's was not changed. But one does have to change his consciousness. In order to change the consciousness, however, knowledge is required. That knowledge is knowing I am a part and parcel of Krishna, the superior energy of Krishna. That is real knowledge. Relative knowledge may teach us how to repair a machine, but real knowledge is knowing our position as being eternal with Krishna, being a part of Him. Our pleasure, which is partial, is dependent on the whole. For instance, my hand can take pleasure when it is attached to my body and serves it. It does not take pleasure in serving another's body. Because we are a part of Krishna, our pleasure is in serving Him. I cannot be happy by serving you. Everyone is thinking, I can only be happy by serving myself. But no one knows who the self is. That self is Krishna. Yes, Prabhupada is explaining this very nice point that everybody is thinking, I will be happy, I'll be happy. But they don't know who the self is, who himself is. So if you don't know who yourself is, then how can you please your own self or help your own self? We have to understand that because we are part and parcel of Krishna, by serving Krishna, we will be happy. Like Prabhupada is giving example of the hand. The hand is happy because I'm feeding my body with the hand. So the hand is serving the body by putting the food in the mouth. And it goes and the hand gets nourishment and it's going on. Imagine if the hand decides, no, today I'm going to eat food. So it will take the food and it will crumble, it will just make a mess of the food and of the hand. Then we'll have to wash the hand, but then still the hand wouldn't be satisfied because nothing really went inside the hand to really satisfy the veins and blood and all the digestive process. So we are part and parcel of Krishna and we should serve him. And by serving him, he will be happy and we will be happy because we are part and parcels of him. Let's continue reading. There's a very nice shloka here. That is Krishna. That self is Krishna. Mamaivansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manaha shashrani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which includes the mind. Yes, Lord Krishna is mentioning here how we are part and parcel of Him, Mamaivansho. And we are struggling hard in this life to be happy, just because we are thinking we are this body. And Prabhupada, I mean, the translation Prabhupada is mentioning, let me just pull it up. The translation said, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which includes the mind. So we have six senses, which includes the mind. Then there's senses of eyes, seeing, ear, hearing, nose, smelling, tongue, tasting, and the skin, the sense of touch, and the mind, which is kind of controlling all of them. And because we don't know who our real relationship with Krishna is, we are just thinking of satisfying ourselves. That's why we are not happy, according to Srila Prabhupada and according to the Gita. The jivas, or living entities, are now detached from the whole due to material contact. It is therefore necessary for us to strive to attach ourselves again through the latent Krishna consciousness that is within us. Artificially, we are trying to forget Krishna and live independently, but this is not possible. When we strive to live independent of Krishna, we come under the influence of the laws of material nature. If one thinks he is independent of Krishna, he becomes dependent on the illusory energy of Krishna, just as if one thinks that he is independent of the government and its regulations. He becomes dependent on the police force. Everyone is trying to become independent, and this is called Maya, illusion. Individually, communally, socially, nationally, or universally, it is not possible to become independent. When we come to realize that we are dependent, we will have attained knowledge. Today, so many people are striving for peace in the world, but they do not know how to implement that peace formula. The United Nations has been striving for peace for so many years, but still war is going on. Yacchapi sarvabhutanam bijam tad aham arjuna na tadasti vinayasyan maya bhutam characharam. Furthermore, Lord Krishna is saying this, O Arjun, I am the generating seed of all existence. There is no being, moving or non-moving, that can exist without me. Yes, the Prabhupada is continuing to, simplify the matter at hand, that we are all servants of Krishna and we are all dependent on Krishna. Everything belongs to God. So even if I say, oh, I'm not going to believe in God, or I'm not going to depend on God, and still, we are dependent. We are dependent on simple things like fuel. Without petrol or diesel, our food will not come to our, local market. And if there is no food, which anyways, God is giving light and water to grow, we wouldn't. So if we are not directly dependent on Krishna, we are indirectly dependent on the Krishna. Everything around us is, you know, energy of Krishna. So if we acknowledge that, okay, thank you very much, Krishna, you have helped me. I'm very grateful to you that, you're letting me live and in this life, and there's so much nice facilities around us. There is the sun, there is the moon that gives us tides, which, takes care of a lot of weather. Then there is the wind around us or air around us, which we need to breathe. Without breathing, we wouldn't live. So, like that, we should be very grateful to God, other than just asking, give me this for my own sense gratification. That's what Prabhupada explained in the very first verse of this chapter, that very first paragraph actually, that this is illusion, Maya, lust, that we are trying to satisfy ourselves, but we are not really happy. Why? Because we are not connected to Krishna. Once we get connected to Krishna, everything will be easy and happy. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Hare Krishna. Please like and subscribe, and also tell your fellow beings to like and subscribe so that they can get knowledge.